Hi everybody, I am James the Man's Man, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Man's Kitchen. Today, we're going to make Gordon Ramsay's sticky toffee pudding. But not his regular sticky toffee pudding, we're going to do banana sticky toffee pudding. And why? Well, the other night we were watching MasterChef. It was about 2 weeks ago, and they were doing the auditions. And somebody made Gordon Ramsay's sticky toffee pudding to audition for MasterChef in front of Gordon Ramsay. And he said, "You are a nut." Well, my wife says to me, I would really like to try that. So I go on the interweb and I try looking for the recipe. What do I find? There's only one website that has it, and it's down. It doesn't work. So what did I do? I found Gordon Ramsay's banana sticky toffee pudding, and that's what we're going to make right after this. And now that we're back, I just want to remind everybody to hit the subscribe button, click the balloon so you get notifications. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. I'll put links for all of those down below in the description. Now I want to take a look and show you the ingredient list here. I'll also link in the description where I got this recipe from. But over here we have dark brown sugar, butter, egg, flour, baking soda, sliced banana. This is going to be the cake, or for you Brits, the pudding. For the toffee, we have sugar, butter, syrup, corn syrup, and cream. Now we're gonna use our KitchenAid mixer here. And unfortunately, they're not a sponsor yet. Yet is the key word, KitchenAid. I know you're watching. We're gonna put our brown sugar, 110 grams. And I forget how much butter this is, but it'll be on the recipe in the description below. We're going to put our paddle on, and we're just going to cream this. So we're going to drop the paddle in, lock it for safety, and bring this up to about a 6. Now that the creaming action has started, I'm going to add my egg. Let it go just a bit longer. Unlock so we can tilt the head back up. Paddle off. Use our spatula here to clean this up. Because it really depends who you're making this for. If it's just you eating this, use your fingers, go nuts. You just wash your hands and you're making it for other people, use your fingers, go nuts. But if you want people to, if you're doing this for people that maybe don't know you, or are going to criticize you on the internet, then use a spatula. So now we're going to fold in the dry ingredients. So we have our flour, it's going to go in. We have our baking powder, that's going to go in. And the recipe called for sliced bananas in the ingredient list, then it said mashed bananas when they go in here. So I'm going to grab a fork, give them a quick little mashing, except for that piece. That will be a dog treat later. Okay, that's a bit of a mashing. Alright, now we're going to fold this in with the spatula. Now, with this being a heavier, there's no aeration in the egg here. It's not like we were whipping egg yolks and separately, and then egg whites and making a meringue and doing that. So you don't have to worry as much about over whipping. You're not going to get the loss of volume that you would if you had aerated the egg. So we're just going to incorporate this up. just like that. Okay. Now, it says to put it into a lined pan. This is a non-stick pan, so I'm just going to go in the way it is. So if you're going to use a pan this big, you might want to double or triple the recipe. I'm not sure how much it's going to rise with that baking powder. There was quite a bit of baking powder in there. I think it was almost 50 grams. So let's see what this does. Just going to scrape the edges clean, so that way we can get all that batter directly in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this into our oven. I have it set. The recipe called for 160 degrees Celsius or 356 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. Then we're going to drop the temperature down to 300 degrees for 1 hour. We're going to test this with a skewer when we think it's done. And if it comes out clean, we're ready to go. And we're back. It's been so it was the initial 10 minutes, and then was only 45 minutes after we turned the oven down, because this is, I'm guessing the pan that they might be using is a little shorter, so it makes a little fatter cake maybe. Or maybe I didn't understand the instructions and it meant an hour of total cooking time. But either way, I took my skewer, I checked it, and the skewer came out clean. Now, I know I did say that it was a non-stick pan, so I was just going to go in. You might want to put in a little bit of spray. I'm not telling you that the bottom of this is a little mangled, but I'm not telling you it isn't. But it smells delicious. So now we're going to make our sticky toffee topping. And what we have is we got a little pot, we got some sugar, we got some butter, and we got some syrup, some corn syrup. We're going to make sure we get all of that out there. Okay, we're going to take this over to the stove and we're going to put it on. It's been about 2.5 to 3 minutes, and you can see that now it's starting to get, there's ribbons of color going through it that are a darker color. So it's just on the verge of being done, and I don't want to go too much further because the pot's starting to burn a bit, and I'd rather have a little milder, lighter flavor in the toffee than to start to incorporate a burnt flavor from the pan. So I'm going to turn the heat right off because there's enough heat in the bottom of this pot, and I'm going to start adding in my 35% cream. Okay. So I'm using a heat-resistant spatula for this. I'm going to turn the heat back up. I just wasn't sure how that was going to go with the cold cream, if it was going to seize up or not. But it didn't. It's all incorporated, and there's no thickness to this at all. So I'm assuming I have to bring this back to a boil. And we're just going to play with this for a minute. Okay, so I actually brought this to a boil. It boiled up in the pot. This is doing it again now. So I'm going to turn the heat right off. Okay, we're back, and we had to cut a little clumsily last time because what happened was the phone that I'm using to record this overheated over the stove. So to get this done, we put the phone/camera in the freezer for a few minutes. So now I have a little sieve, and I have my little toffee sauce, and I guess we're just supposed to pour it over. Now this is way too much sauce for the amount of toffee, for the amount of bread I have here. So that's sticky toffee pudding, Gordon Ramsay's banana sticky toffee pudding. Gonna take a slice of it. I guess if you're gonna serve this all up now, you could portion it all off, turn it on its side, and then pour the rest of the sauce on it. So I'm gonna try a piece here. And we're going to see if this is as delicious as I think it is. That's really good. It's different than banana bread, obviously. This has got more of a candied crunch to it. This reminds me of a cake. I have a yellow cookbook in the basement, and it's called the Woman's Circle Cookbook. There's a cake in there. I think it's labeled 500 cake. It's an apple cake that has a very similar sauce poured on it. So I'm assuming when this sets up and cools, this is going to turn to more like a glaze. It's pretty good. It was easy to make. It took only 10 minutes of my time to get this set up and put together. You get it going, go take a nap, do some laundry, do whatever you want to do, and then when you come back to it, you've got some delicious, delicious, extra fancy banana bread. Thanks for watching my video. Remember to click the subscribe button below, give me a thumbs up, and share this with your friends. Click the balloon so you can get updates on my future postings. And remember, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Links will be in the description below.